Hi Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising, welcome to Ethernal Realms and welcome to your February reading. Let's get started with your major theme and also your highlights, then we get into the Oracle and Tarot. So this month not a lot is happening compared to January and also to March, but we have Venus moving into your sign. There's a lot of activity in your 12th house and your 11th house of Aquarius and Pisces. And this can be a lot about releasing things, surrendering certain patterns, connecting with people, or about releasing certain people from your social circle whom you're not part of. So changes in community can happen, or friendships as well can happen here. We have a full moon in Leo, and that is going to be in your 5th house of creativity, children, inner child, and passions as well. So let's see how all of this works for you in this month. We have waxing crescent moon with faith, and that connects with the Piscean energy. So from the 18th onward, things might seem more dynamic or more impactful for you personally. But this indicates that there are things that are being released from your life again, and there needs to be some faith here on your part. This can also indicate that you are putting in faith in certain dreams and aspirations that you have, in your capacity to achieve those things. And also 12th house activities can, that is the Pisces, can talk about, closing out cycles that have been going on for a while. So there can be a completion of sorts in that regard, which allows for a new beginning. There can be an inclusion of more divine feminine energies, for example. So you meditate more, introspect more, take some more rest and not push yourself too hard. That's also coming out here. Then we have Parrot, which says someone will gossip about all of your secrets. So that's a little bit extreme. These cards are quite dramatic, honestly. But it can talk about people talking about you, right? So I would say 12th house indicates secret influences. Some people love to say secret enemies, but honestly, like, everyone's not an enemy, right? So it can be just secret influences that you don't know about. So people talking behind your back in a good way or in a bad way, all of that counts as a secret influence. And it also indicates some people that you are not aware of who would talk about you behind your back. Like, they don't seem gossipy, but they're actually gossiping. But it doesn't mean that it's very impactful to you just because you don't know about it. But we'll see the tarot and see how all of this plays out. Then we have August, which connects with the full moon in Leo. It can also indicate that the month of August is going to be super impactful for you. Someone around you could be born in August, or you could be born in August with an Aries rising. So you have some Leo placements. What else? August brings about some major transformations, and also opens new doors for more possibilities. It also connects with finances and abundance as a whole. So it's like you have new lifestyles and a new perspective, which is more like centered on not doing too much, because you as a zodiac are very prone to being a quick mover. You can make decisions very quickly, and once you've made your mind, there's nothing that can stop you, which is super admirable. But once in a while, at least in this month, there is a need to hang back and just be more in a feminine vibe, especially because Venus is entering your sign as well. So there can be like certain hobbies that you're interested in, and you're very invested in making that a part of your life. So you're still keeping your Aryan nature intact, but you're doing things that would just make you feel good instead of needing to prove a point about something, for example, right? So inner child work, if you want to do that as well, is a very good opportunity in this month. You can do what makes your inner child happy or your past self happy. If there are some fears lingering from that time, or some friends from that time who are not very beneficial for you, that when they call you, they want to, no more gossip about you, things like that, then, this is the month where you might be letting that go. Then we have Dark Man, which says dealings or relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair. Okay, so there can be a masculine figure present here. I'm getting like a counterpart, colleague, someone from your peer group, not necessarily a senior. Yeah, it can be just more back and forth or communication with someone of this description here. It can be also your description. Okay, I'm curious about all of this, so let's get into the oracle, see what else we have. Oh wow, we have Nourish the Sacred Feminine, and that's perfect for Pisces season and everything that we've been talking about, honestly. So tuning into your intuition can help you understand who is, your actual friend, who is not, what a dream of yours is honestly possible for you, and what is overshooting. And also spending more time with yourself is going to help you gather more clarity for the steps ahead. I feel like this faith requires more intuitive presence as well. We need to know ourselves instead of looking outward, because when we do that, we're looking at other people's versions and perspectives of us, and that of course has some truth to it, but so does our inner voice, and mostly that, honestly. So Nourish the Sacred Feminine can be you just taking a longer shower than average, or you taking a bath and just blocking out the time, not taking on any calls, not scattering your attention. You're just doing what makes you feel good, and that's important for you in this month here. Then we have Your Soul Shines. Yeah, absolutely. With Venus in your sign, oh my goodness, this talks about like being attractive here. You're automatically very charismatic. We have a star there, so there's validation and spotlight on you. So it's not a surprise that if you are getting more recognition, there will be some people who are a little bit jealous about that, especially if you have some people around you like that, and if you work with a lot of people. But it can also indicate that people are talking in general about your skill, and that you got some recognition or praise, and that you are praiseworthy, things like that. And I feel like you're standing in such a personal power here. It's as if you don't even care if someone will gossip or not, or whatever. Like, that's not really your concern at this time, because with Nourish the Sacred Feminine, you're like, yeah, whatever, I love myself, and I know I'm doing what I enjoy, I know I'm good at what I do, so you keep chattering behind my back or wherever, it really doesn't matter, honestly. And I'm not saying that to be sarcastic towards them or anything, it's honestly like it does not matter to you. Okay, then we have Magic Happens When You Most Expect It with card number 44, and this indicates increase in stability and security. You're absolutely upping your sense of self-worth, and it's as though the moment you believe that something is true, it manifests instantly for you. Or it can be in the month of August, something you have wished for that can be coming about here. Some changes you might have made can be coming to fruition at this time. There could be a new lifestyle, new creative endeavor that you're interested in expressing, a new way of presenting yourself, things like that. Perhaps you're getting a new haircut or something. With Venus in your first house, there can be some physical changes that you go through which enhances your personal sense of beauty and worth. Like, you need to feel confident, and as though you're really showcasing who you are on the inside, on the outside as well. So it's quite common to go through some treatments there. So yeah, magic happens when you most expect it, of course, because you're going for it. That's a goal of yours. Any dream and aspiration that you have set out on, this is the time when you complete a major milestone, and that's where you're getting that recognition or validation, whether you're doing that for yourself and you have like your own thing and you don't work with too many people, or it is through other people. Okay, and in that case, people are talking about you behind your back in a way that, oh, did you check that channel or that page or their work or whatever it is that you do here, right? But there's definitely an increase in financial gain, or in the sense of self-worth. There can be some changes in your home and living situation as well. So if you want to find a better place where you feel more nurtured and soothed, just a calmer place, a more secluded place where you can just be you, then this is the month that you can be getting some feedback or some forward moving just actions that take place here. So in that case, the dark man could be someone who's like a real estate agent or something. Okay, we have the 10 of Wands, and the first thought that came to mind is like packing up your things and moving. Okay, because we were talking about the home right there. So it can be that you are shifting quite literally, or you're planning to, so you're packing up a lot of things. And honestly, with the 10 of Wands, the best thing to do is what is unnecessary, let that go. Take with you whatever is necessary. You're also very determined in this month. 10 of Wands can indicate as though you have a lot of responsibilities and obligations here that you're taking care of. There could be a long to-do list. There could be a lot of plans you have, many dreams and so on. So you could have a lot of expectations on yourself as well. There can be an increase in workload because your worth is rising as well. So it's ultra important that you take time off for yourself and check in with you, like, are you feeling good? So don't take your work home with you or your studies home with you, like that's your time. Work and education and everything else that is outside of us is a part of our life, but it's not the entirety of us, right? So that's an important reminder to keep in mind for this month when we get the 10 of Wands. But on the other hand, it's really good, especially when you want to have more work, when you want to like have a goal that you want to move towards, then this is an excellent card to get. It can be overwhelming, but it's not the, final point here. It's kind of like, this is as overwhelming as it gets, and then it'll get better after this point, right? So once you move, you won't keep moving. You're okay to unpack, right? So yeah, it's like there can be an increase in workload, and that increases your sense of importance for connecting with your intuition and emotions. Then we have the Knight of Swords, which can again talk about moving away or running away from something towards something that is more enticing, much bigger goal, much bigger aspirations. There can be that extra motivation and boost that comes through. Mars, your ruler, is turned direct already in January, so that is really propelling you forward. By the end of February, it is getting out of the shadow zone, so it'll be fully out in March, by the way, but either way, there's a lot of forward moving momentum here. So it's as though you're moving as fast as you're thinking. That's literally the image I'm getting with these two things. So even if it's like a lot of things, you're not tired somehow, you can keep going. And the best way to make the best of this month, it seems like, is do your thing, work hard, put in your efforts, stay focused, disciplined, and then go home, do your thing, relax, rest, recuperate, do what makes you feel happy, so that your energy levels are up and up and up throughout the month, okay? And with the Knight of Swords, then you just keep on going the next day. You're ready for the next day. You're not tired from yesterday or the week before, right? So no draining that energy. And this whole parrot thing that someone might be talking about you, this can indicate that even if they have a lot of work, they're still up and about, they're still optimistic, or they're still courageous, and they just go for what they want and so on. Some of you could be asking for a raise or a different type of job, or looking for different houses, and you're like very focused and straight about it. Okay, Knight of Swords does not beat around the bush, does not bother with the whole diplomacy act, and just goes straight to the point, right? Like, I work this much, this is my worth, like, come on, I need to get rewarded for this. This is how much time I put in, that's my creativity, and so on and so forth. So I need to be matched up with that reward. Knight of Swords can also, like I said, be very courageous in your dreams, right? So you can be moving to a place that you've not been before. It can be a new city. Like, this can indicate a longer journey. So a new place than you're accustomed to, that is stepping outside of your comfort zone, but you're still okay with that because you're ready to explore something new. Then we have the Nine of Pentacles, which indicates enjoying your financial stability, your material wealth. This is an increase in the self-worth, you're caring for yourself. Also indicates that you're connecting more with nature and eating healthier, exercising more, and so on. These two cards, by the way, can also indicate exercising a lot, or like being very focused on creating a new thing happen. So yes, Nine of Pentacles is you're well satisfied. You don't feel as though you have less money or less anything, honestly. This is the epitome of abundance mindset. So that goes with the magic happens when you most expect it, because you're creating it in the right now and right here. You're prioritizing your well-being, you're energized throughout the month, but you're also not rushing through any process, which is so ideal. Honestly, it's very good. Okay, next we have the Spiral. And we have optical doubles. See, like, in any of these cards, do you see yourself like caring about any gossip? Like, you don't even care. Fine, talk about me. I'm just that much popular, no problem. With the spiral here, it can talk about like little things that you do, and no, you know what? It talks about creating systems, not goals. Yeah, I heard that recently, and I'm not really sure where, but yes, creating systems helps you develop and commit to habits a lot more than setting a goal. Like, do this is not compelling enough. It sounds very instructional, and or other reasons why it just doesn't work. But when you set up a system, it's more flowy, right? A habit flow in that sense. After I do this, I'm going to do this, and then that, and then that. So in that process, you can just fit in what you're wanting to do, or put it in your path, put it in the way in some way, and that way you're able to upcycle a lot more. Yeah, I feel like a very strong upcycle here. There can be iterative processes. Okay, so if you're especially in something creative here, there can be many tries that you do about something in order to perfect something to your liking. It can also indicate that you've done this many times before, and now you're perfecting the entire process. Let's say you've moved many times before, but you're looking for that ideal thing. So even if you've moved, you're moving again, but it's not in the same place. It's not running around in circles. It's leveling up each and every time, right? So next, optical doubles. It indicates that something that feels very far away and very taxing is not really. And in this month, you're going to prove that to yourself. This can also indicate that someone, if you're resonating with the gossip thing, again, it depends on where you work, what your work environment is, or your colleague connections are, things like that. If you have someone who is like that and you suspect them, then this indicates that it is someone in your friend group, large scale network, not someone who's like very close to you or something, but in the large scale, who's a little bit bitter and jealous about themselves or their life or their goals or something like that. And on the surface, it might look like you belong in the same community or in the same level, but when you take a closer look, people can see the real difference between you and someone else. So it's sort of giving me an imposter vibe, not literally, but let's say you're an artist and this person is also an artist, and both of you have like similar styles, but then upon closer look, the way you develop it or the way you showcase it is completely different. Or upon closer look, the way you approach your projects, your mentality and your attitude, just that personality that you have is completely different from the other person's, and that makes a whole world of difference. So it can be someone like that. All right. Next, let's see your astro dice. Aries and Feb, please. We have 10th house, Capricorn, and the moon. Okay, so you're setting some career goals. There can be an up level again in your career, in your public sphere. So whatever your public image is, you can be coming across more wiser, more experienced, and you'll be loving your work, your public life. There can be more recognition here again, and everything is very well deserved. The 9 of Pentacles is like, you deserve this. You've worked really hard, you've come very far, you've done a lot. It's time to showcase yourself, and you've done the right things. Your efforts are now rewarded. She's literally like picking the fruits of her labor here. She doesn't just get here, she works her way up here. So you fully deserve everything that is coming towards you. There can also be a very good relationship you have with your authority figures or with positions of authority and power. So if you want to have your own business or become your own authority or up-level yourself in that way, then you feel very ready. The moon again indicates that intuition, alignment, flow, balance, emotional intelligence, sensibility, all of that. So you're very in tune. When you know something feels right, it feels right. You're not second guessing yourself. You're not pulling yourself back, right? You're pushing yourself forward constantly. It's so nice, very admirable. So that's what I have for you. I hope the reading resonated and that it helps you out. Let me know your thoughts. If you want a personal reading, you can reach me via Etsy. The link is in the description box in the comment below. I will see you some other time. Until then, take care. Bye.